Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of the Lives and Lessons Learned of 100 Christians. Today, it's Gladys Aylward. She was an English missionary whose journey from a London parlor maid to a revered figure in China's mountains shows the power of unwavering faith and determination. With no formal education or mission board backing, she ventured alone to China, serving war-torn communities, rescuing orphans, and spreading the gospel. Her story is captured in her autobiography, The Small Woman, and also a movie was made of her life, The Inn of the Sixth Happiness. Reveals a life of courage and sacrifice. Her legacy endures in the lives of the people that she transformed and the churches that she planted. She was born February 24th, 1902 in London to a working-class family. She was the daughter of a postman and a seamstress. She was small in stature, under 5 feet tall, and academically unremarkable. She left school at 14 to work as a domestic servant. Her life was unassuming, marked by scrubbing floors and a love for music. But at 18, she attended a revival meeting where she encountered the gospel's call. "I gave my heart to Jesus and knew I'd never be the same," she said. In her mid-20s, she felt a call to China, stirred by the missionary stories of unreached millions. She applied to the China Inland Mission in 1929, but was rejected for her lack of education and her age. She was deemed too old to learn Chinese. Undeterred, she saved her meager wages, bought a one-way ticket across Russia, and in October 1930, at age 28, embarked for Yancheng, in China, to join another missionary there named Jenny Lawson, who was an independent missionary. The perilous journey via the Trans-Siberian Railway amid Soviet bandits tested her resolve. She once faced a rifle but sang hymns to calm her captors. In Yancheng, she and Lawson opened an inn offering food, lodging, and gospel stories. Adopting Chinese dress and language, she became Wa De, which means virtuous one, to the locals. After Lawson's death, her ministry partner, in 1934, she continued alone, preaching in markets and villages. Her fluency in Mandarin and bold faith won trust. She mediated disputes and cared for the sick. In 1936, she became a Chinese citizen, a rare act of solidarity, and was appointed a foot inspector, not food inspector, a foot inspector by the government to enforce the new ban on foot binding, traveling to remote villages to share Christ alongside her duties. Japan's invasion of China brought chaos, but Gladys served as a courier for the Chinese army, dodging bombs to deliver supplies. She adopted 5 orphans herself, eventually caring for over 100. Leading them on a grueling 100-mile trek over mountains to safety, again during the war. Starving and frostbitten, she collapsed upon arrival, nearly dying of typhus. Yet her orphans survived, and her story spread, earning her fame as the Small Woman. After her recovery, she worked in refugee camps, preached in prisons, and planted churches. Communist advances in 1949 forced her evacuation to England, where she felt out of place. In 1958, she returned to Asia, settling in Taipei, Taiwan, to run an orphanage and preach until her death. In Taiwan, Gladys founded a children's home, raising hundreds of orphans. She spoke globally with her cool English accent and simple faith, captivating audiences at Billy Graham crusades. She died January 3rd, 1970, at age 67. Her life was marked by rejection, war, and relentless service. It reflects a faith that defied odds. Her story, devoid of institutional support, proves God can use the small to do great things. Here's some key lessons. Obey God's call no matter the odds. Follow divine leading even when unqualified or unsupported. She ignored the rejection from the mission organization, saving pennies to reach China alone, faced war and bandits with trust. Embraced smallness for God's glory. Humility amplifies impact. That's a good phrase. God uses the weak to shame the strong. As a 4 foot 10 inches maid, She led orphans to safety and won warlords' respect, saying, God chose me because I was a nobody. Persevere through trial. Trials test faith, but forge resilience. Trust God's provision. Again, she trekked the mountains with hundreds of children, survived typhus, and returned to ministry after the war. And the last one, live with eternal urgency. Act as if souls depend on your obedience, because they do. She preached in prisons and war zones, saying every soul matters to God. Her creed was this: if God has called you, he will make a way. Her legacy lives in Taiwan's orphanages, churches that she planted in China, and stories still told among the Laisu and Han. In an age of comfort and caution, she challenged us, will you be like a small maid and dare to move mountains for Christ? As she said, one soul is worth all the world. All right. Thanks so much. Take care. Quite a life. Be inspired. Take care. God bless. Bye.